My name's Milton Ship, and I'm one of the founders of DAI, which stands for Development Associates, Inc., which is a land development company in real estate. And recently, 3 years ago or so, we've created Candlelight Homes. I thought I'd be a psychiatrist since I was in 9th grade. And when I was on my mission, it was like the Lord took me and brought to me either of those, so that I had 5 interactions back to back with people that were off the charts, emotionally, mentally, people with whom I would be dealing with as a psychiatrist. And I can share those vignettes with you, but the bottom line is, at the end of that, I sat back and realized that I wouldn't be able to do that day in and day out. I mean, what you think you can do and then what you experience may be 2 different things. And so the value of shadowing. And so when I came home from my mission, I said, you know what? I'm not going to pursue this anymore. I'm going to pull out of pre-med, and now what do I do? So I went, I looked at law, took the LSAT, realized that I wasn't going to be an attorney, not even if I wanted to. And so then I went into business. While I was in MBA school, after that first year, I thought, this is, I already know what I'm going to do.
You already knew what you wanted to go into, and you already had the experience that you needed, so graduating wasn't necessary anymore.
As it turned out.
As it turned out. And was that hard for you to make that decision to just leave and not finish high school? I mean, not finish college?
Oh yeah, not finish my MBA degree. It was very hard. I'm sure my father-in-law, a renowned physician, must have thought I was a nutcase.
Have you ever regretted not finishing that MBA?
In terms of education, that's a great question. And, the degree isn't that important to me, but the education is. I felt badly enough that I wanted to make sure I wasn't behind the curve. And so that desire has driven me to continue to gain current education.
Did you start to have any doubt at any point of the progress, like things weren't moving along as fast as you wanted it to, and you were worried that you weren't going to make the business successful? Or did any moment like that happen throughout the starting of the business?
Yeah. Real estate goes through cycles, and I've gone through 2 major cycles. And so when you're down here, that's exactly what you've described. What's going on? How can I survive this? How can we change and morph and adapt so we can survive this? And the first time, I actually left real estate. I was just going to hit the road and go provide for my family. The day I was supposed to leave, I had a job interview in real estate with another company who had survived that whole world and was offered a job. It was fantastic. So he sometimes takes us right to the edge, and he lets us experience that so we can grow and we can trust him. So that's what I learned from that deal. The second time, it was much easier to go through it. It didn't make it enjoyable, but I had confidence in whatever the outcome would be was going to be fine. The sun was going to come up the next day. My original partner and I had a difference of opinion, and it came down to a trust issue. I said, hold it, all bets are off. You write a check. and I'll sign it. If you're questioning my integrity, it's not for sale. Whatever you want, I'll give it to you. And so I wrote him a check he wrote a check, and I signed it, for $400,000. And it was fine with me, because I was able to walk and know that my integrity could never be questioned by somebody who had been intricately involved in my business world. I figured I just want to be square with the Lord, and if He wants to bless me again, I'll do it again, and we'll just keep going. But I'm not partners with this guy anymore. Since then, I've had an opportunity to help him financially. He made some very bad business decisions, and he came to me for some time ago for some help. He wanted some money, and it was fascinating to go through that experience. Instead of a downturn, this was a totally different arena, and I learned through this experience all about loving my enemies, which is, you just can't create that understanding in a classroom. You have to experience it. And then since then, we've actually hired him as an arm's length consultant to do some of the things that he does well. But he's not a partner, and that's where we are today.